Hey, what's up you guys? Paul here from Team APS. This video is a bit impromptu as you can probably tell, but the topic is it worth it to invest in Yu-Gi-Oh? And the reason why I thought about this is because recently, they announced that Psy-Framegear Gamma is getting reprinted in the special edition for the next set, for like Extreme Force or whatever. And a lot of people are like, whoa, this is awesome, because Gamma was like a $30 card, and now it's going to be pretty easy to get. And, like they've also announced Droll and Lockbird's getting reprinted in Legendary Collection Kaiba, and another Ghost Ogre reprint, although that's not, I guess, as big of a deal. But there are also some people who are kind of like, well, this sucks. I just bought Psy-Framegear Gammas. And, if you just spent $30 in a Gamma, then you sort of, feel kind of bad because it's like you just lost a whole bunch of money. And so I guess the question for me to you guys is, do you feel that right now is a good time to invest in Yu-Gi-Oh? And there are a lot of reasons why I guess it is and isn't. I would say that it's maybe not a good time to invest because we're at the point in the year where the reprint sets are kind of getting announced, if not just coming out outright. This is a time of year where we normally have like a gold series, although that hasn't really happened lately. So I think they're going to be maybe putting more reprints in things like Legendary Collection Kaiba and maybe like Dark Saviors. I'm not sure. So, I mean, that's definitely going to be a thing. And then also it's like, well, a lot of cards like Ash Blossom have kind of existed for a while. So you're led to wonder, well, it's got to get reprinted eventually. When is it going to happen? And like, is it worth it to buy these types of cards now? Because Ash Blossom came out like in May of last year, and we know that if nothing else, it will be in the Megatins. So you look at the price tag of it now, though, where it's like 60 or 70 or sometimes $80, and it's like, do you risk it? Like, you know what I mean? Like, do you go all in and buy like a playset of Ash Blossoms? Is that something that's worth doing, or is it more like, well, maybe I can just sit and wait for the reprint? And I think for a lot of people, that answer really comes down to how competitive a player you are. So, if you're somebody who just plays at locals, I think it's just really not worth it to invest in any Yu-Gi-Oh card that's worth a lot of money, especially these ones that are like, this hasn't been reprinted before type of things, like Psy-Frame Gamma. I remember like Terror Top back when it was like, 20 or 30 bucks for a while. Those cards, usually Konami knows, and they'll usually reprint them, and those don't get reprinted in Megatins. They tend to get reprinted in set like things like special editions and stuff. So I feel like if you don't compete a lot, like if you're not going to be at the next YCS and the YCS after that, it's probably better not to buy these cards. I think it's best, like, as a budget player or a casual player to just save your money, and not do that. But then I think it also maybe depends on like how new the cards are. Because for example, we've got cards like Evenly Matched, which isn't going to be reprinted. Like it's not going to be reprinted anytime soon. It won't be in this year's Megatins, assuming that those happen. And also maybe like Electromite, which is looking like it's going to have a pretty high price tag for a long time. I think if you need Electromite at this point, it's like, your only choice is to buy the card outright, unless you're hoping to pull it and get lucky, I don't know. But, yeah, so for that reason, I think that you really have to kind of ask yourself, like, is this a good idea based on timing? I think Electromite's fine. I think Evenly Matched is fine. I think that Ash Blossom, not so fine. Droll and Lockbird, not so fine. Clearly Gamma was not so fine, although in that case it was hard to know if there was ever going to be a Gamma reprint, because they're always weird about like reprinting cards from those spin-off sets especially. So like I didn't know if Omega would ever get a reprint because it kind of went a long time without one. So yeah, I don't know that I'm like necessarily saying one way or another, but really what I want is you guys' opinion on it. Do you think that right now is a good time to invest in Yu-Gi-Oh? What types of cards should you be buying? So maybe some of the reasons that you should is because like you feel a certain card will go up in price soon and you can make a profit. I mean, we always hear about like buyouts and stuff like that. I think, for example, a card that might be worth investing in is Inspector Border, which right now isn't like particularly great, but I think it's one of those strong anti-meta cards that will be relevant in formats to come and will never really not be a decent side deck card. I mean, it kind of reminds me of like the new school Thunder King, Dinko Seka. I think Hey Trunade is also a good, investment maybe to be making, because even if traps aren't big right now, it still has that really powerful staple effect of just like, clearing a back row to let you swing. And as we know in Yu-Gi-Oh, like simple effects tend to be the lasting better ones. So, I would almost venture a guess that those might be the more valuable cards to be picking up even than like Electromite. I don't know. So, I mean, also like Saryuja Skull Dread, it's gonna kind of be like a staple Link monster. So even when Pendulum Magicians get hit and Electromite maybe isn't as relevant, I think that it will always be relevant, you know? Or will it? I mean, like, are they gonna reprint it? Like, people still wonder if Firewall Dragon's worth investing in because it's like, it's the Ace Monster card, so will it get reprinted in like a star pack here in a month or something? Like, who knows? So yeah, and in fact, there's a star pack coming out, and I don't think we know exactly what's in that. So like, how does that factor into your decision? So I guess to sum it up, I think that right now is a tricky time to invest. I think that the older cards get, if they're still expensive, you probably shouldn't invest in them. And I think that if it's new and you think it can go up or you think it'll be relevant, you should, but otherwise you should wait. What do you guys think? What is your advice for investing in cards? Do you feel like it's something that, it just depends on how competitive you are or how much you want it or how likely it is to be hit on the ban list? What's your process for deciding if you want to buy cards or not? I would really like to know. It'll be kind of fun to talk about in the comments because we're at this point in Yu-Gi-Oh! Where card prices are all over the place and it's really hard to say and, I don't know. So yeah, I thought I'd make a quick video about that, see what you guys think. Let me know down in the comments what you believe. And also, stick around because we do have some other exciting videos coming up rather soon, like, the Extreme Force box opening. That should be really good. You guys will probably like that. And we're going to be at YCS Atlanta, for example, so more details on that soon as well. Yeah, good stuff's coming. But anyway, let me know what you think about this question down in the comments. I'd love to hear it. And it's going to be it. So I'll see you guys in the next video.